This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins, attorneys for Charlotte's startup community.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kyle Bebo. I am a Full Sail University alumni. I graduated from their Digital Arts and Design program with a Bachelor's of Science. Since then, I've become a self-taught developer and all-around creative problem solver. I'm a digital nomad. I've been working on my own for the past 4 years in pursuit of my own financial and creative freedom. And the project that I'm introducing to you guys today is Give. Give is a product giveaways platform that I built for bloggers, influencers, affiliates, community managers, really, anyone who wants to host a product giveaway. You can go to the site, you can register, and you can host a giveaway just like that. We offer an upsell subscription, which is our monetization within the app to be able to access entry data for the giveaway. And the entry data consists of, first name, last name, email, age, and birthday of each entrant. So you can access that. You can access that data by either through download of a CSV, or you can integrate your MailChimp account and then sync it directly to your newsletter list. Give is easy to use. You register for an account, you can enter a giveaway with a single click, and then upon actually hosting a giveaway, you can select a winner at random, and then you can notify that individual winner by just clicking the notify icon. That sends them an email to their inbox saying, hey, congratulations, you won so-and-so product, claim your prize. Upon claiming your prize, it just takes you to a form where they submit their address, and that's reflected within your account within the Manage Winners section. The validation of Give, it came when I was working on Retainer for Home and Family, which was, it's a talk show on the Hallmark Channel. And they have an affiliates program where they were introducing new products on a weekly basis. And then they were managing giveaways through their Facebook page. And the average giveaway, facilitating it, took between like 2 to 4 hours. So I ended up building this software for them, and upon introducing it, the first 2 weeks that we were testing it out, we hosted 8 giveaways. We were able to generate over 30,000 entries from their fan base, which was roughly 140,000 people. And that gave us like an entry conversion rate of 21.4%. That let me know that, hey, there's an opportunity here. I like the response, and it made me want to look into the market a little more just to see, kind of what I could do with it, take it from there. I decided to package it and turn it into a SaaS product and just open it up for anyone to be able to use. And because I've been able to do this, I've been able to design it and develop it myself. I've kept costs way down and have been able to price point it at 75% cheaper than any competitor on the market. Now, of course, we don't have, we offer core features right now. We are like an MVP product, and we plan to build out from there, but I think it's a good initial offering, especially taking into consideration like the adoption of the market. So as it stands today, I have valued Give at $100,000 pre-revenue, and my big ask is the answer to this question: what is the cost per conversion? So as I move into the onboarding of generating subscribers, I'm trying to figure out what that number is, and my strategy to be able to do so is utilizing the Facebook Pixel and marketing through Facebook by capturing user action on the site. And I have that currently on the site, and the site is currently live at give.deals. But we're capturing the registration, a giveaway entry, giveaway creation, checkout initiation, and then actual subscription. So what I would like to do is basically set up a campaign dedicated to each as a funnel, catering specific content to that to get the users to subscribe. What I'm asking for is $10,000 in the form of equity in the company or a credit line to be able to fund the initial onboard of Give. So that's it. Like I said, Give is live at give.deals. We have our product up if any of you guys want to check it out. And that's all I have to give.
Thomas, what do you think there?
How did you come up with like the numbers of saying, hey, I want to raise 10,000 and I'll give up 10%? Sorry. So I don't know if it.
I mean, I use that as a base reference.
I can repeat the question so people can hear. So I was just wondering how he came up with like, hey, I want to give up 10% of my company for $10,000.
Based off onboarding those numbers, so if I was generating that kind of revenue.
What did you charge the folks that you did this for? Per giveaway, sorry.
Oh, next to nothing. I was on retainer for them for like.
So you're getting services fees to be able to build
Yeah, I was just on board kind of helping out as an extra hand, but I saw it as an opportunity, and then once I developed the software, I kind of took it and ran with it.
Describe more of the problem that you were solving. The only part of the problem that I heard was that the 2 to 4 hours kind of maybe that took longer than they would have liked. What other problems are in there? Were there data problems, integration into Facebook problems? What makes it difficult to post a giveaway yourself? Because it seems simple on the surface, but I'm sure there's more to it.
Yeah, I mean, the primary problem with Home and Family was saving time. I was trying to just automate it to save billable time for the company. But they were hosting giveaways, and this offered them a way to be able to collect analytics on the people that were engaging. And then expanding from that, I found that, there's like an emerging market of like a lot of bloggers that do, affiliate sponsorships or affiliate marketing with physical products. Mm-hmm. And I saw there to be an opportunity for them to be able to utilize, the platform to as consistent engagement with their audience.
Yeah. So I think what was interesting about your pitch is that you did a good job sort of like laying out like, hey, I'm going through this like lean startup approach and testing out everything as I go. But I think as an investor, it's kind of like unclear where are you going? Like, are you really building a company, or you just need to like pay for this one next step? So, I think that the valuation and the ask is really small, but it's almost like you need to frame up kind of what's next, where are you going, what's the bigger ask, what's the bigger goal?
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's like I don't know, if like 10% of what,
Yeah, and I've met with some people in the past, and we spoke on that, and it seemed where the investors' heads turned and they were interested is the idea of like user-generated publication lists. So with the thought that we're categorizing like the entries of every giveaway hosted, and then the potential to be able to utilize that data down the road in the next offering, I'm just focused on the first step. I don't want to look too far ahead.
But just to follow that up, I don't think you're going to get any investors unless you kind of like explain what's ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Because people don't want to invest in just this test. They want to know that if they own 10% of something, what does it turn into? Like
a good way to do that would just be like frame the market, right? So you said there's engagement for bloggers. They need engagement. How many bloggers? How many bloggers host giveaways? How many total giveaways? If I had 10% of that market, the fees associated with that would be X. Like, I think if you did a little bit of the math associated with what the market potential is, then that number either stays or changes, but it begins to make sense to somebody that wants to capitalize it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm sure those stats are out there. They're very gettable.
Yeah, I would just piggyback on that. Actually, one thing, you made good use of the time. You were coming to a close just as the thing was coming off.
I heard it in the background.
Well, it's something that people at this stage, I find it's a very structural thing, but they're not prepared. I mean, when you're starting a company, I say this every time, but you have to have a 2-minute pitch, you have to have a 5-minute pitch, you have to have a 30-minute presentation, and then also versions depending on who you're talking to. And I like your content was geared towards this audience and this panel, and you did a good job with that. I totally agree with Travis that, you know, be a little bit more confident. You know, like, you're like, hey, I was in this market, I saw this need, you know, put some numbers behind it, and that's what I'm doing. Because you do come off a little bit like, well, I got a project, you know, and I could use some money so I can get to the next step. You're like, I'm not going to give you my money, you know, for your project. You seem like a nice guy, but like, I'm giving you my money because I want 5 times return in 5 years. You know, that's kind of how they're thinking. And a lot of that is, what is the market? Another question that I had, the numbers, I felt like your numbers and your presentation of the numbers, there's a crossover between the people that are filling, you know, coming for the giveaway and companies that are going to be your potential like, what is a conversion? Is a conversion they fill out all the information and they get the giveaway, or a company that comes in and wants you to do a hosted give?
That's, yeah, it is kind of split there. Like, so the data that we referenced was like the case study on the user's behalf, right? So that was instant conversions on the giveaways that they were hosting. But what we're looking for in my marketing efforts for onboarding is converting an actual subscription.
Right. Yeah, it just delineate a little bit, you know, because it seemed a little muddled.
Gotcha.
Subscriber revenue too, if that's the model for monetization. I may have missed it, but what's the subscriber revenue? How much? Do you have a notion?
It's $10 a month.
$10 a month, no matter how many contests you run, how many promotions you run, or giveaways, or?
Yeah, and that's specifically for access to that entry data.
Okay, and that'd be for a blogger. So I'm a blogger and I do affiliate stuff. Maybe I review products, and part of the products are going to be a giveaway, and for $10 a month I can use your platform to do the giveaway.
Yeah, well, the software, you can use it for free. So you can host a giveaway and everything. It's literally just access to having that data.
Right, to get the analytics back on my own audience.
Yeah.
And are you generally building a crowdsourced kind of larger scale database? Are you asking your blogger customers to share like de-identified or anonymous analytical data with other folks on the platform, or do you just get a view of your own audience's analytics?
On the user level, they just get a view of their own, but like I said, we're collecting, we're collecting and categorizing all the data in the back end in anticipation of offering, additional, more expansive services.
Okay. So the one thing I thought that's what you implied in the message. I would say just make sure that that's clear in whatever the sign up UL is or that kind of thing, because if you're going to take other people's engagement data, especially if they're subscribed to a blog or something like that, and use it in any way, shape, or form, whether it's identified or de-identified for other people, you're going to want to be really specific in the terms to make sure that they understand that, on an anonymous and aggregated basis, that data is going to be used analytically or whatever, because you can get yourself a little bit sideways if that's not super clear.
Yeah, I put some focus in the terms of use and privacy policy,
Good.
dedicated to that, just because I know it's kind of thin ice.
And for low-cost services, people are likely to do it. They'll be like, cool, this is cheap, so I get that, you're going to use my data. As long as you tell me how and when and, under what terms, then I think you're clear. But that's definitely something where I've seen people get kind of in a little bit of trouble. So.
Yeah, and we have no plans like exploiting it or like passing it out. It's all just internal use. So.
You want to do audience questions?
I just wanted to make one point. Does this necessarily need to be a monthly play? It seems to me that, if I'm a blogger, it's going to be a one-time. I'm not going to be doing giveaways every month. So I feel like I would be much more willing to pay, $62, for a one-time sort of thing than I would be $10. And I mean, $10 a month. I mean, that literally is nothing. I mean, I just want to make that point. Like, you're just the liability of you taking people's birth dates and things like that. It's worth more than that.
Yeah, you're saying a transactional model instead of a subscription.
Yeah, I would think.
Well, I originally was thinking along those lines and trying to associate like 10 cents per lead or whatever, and then give them the offer, like the ability to download, and purchase them. But I don't know. I saw longevity in like the monthly offering, and seeing if I can accumulate like steady revenue.
I guess my question is, does it match how people are going to use this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the value.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, I've got 10 bloggers and they're doing like 500 giveaways and I'm making $100 a month. So it's like, that sucks.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's like as long as people are using the platform, we're generating like that data and.
Yeah, but I mean, I think in general, what three of us see is like software as a service, all these digital tools, more and more competition every day. It's like harder to differentiate. And then like at the end of the day, you got to find a way to like make it good for yourself. And $100 a month with 10 bloggers doing a bunch of giveaways,
Yeah.
you got to, it's gonna be your hard road, right? So I think these guys have a good point. Like,
Yeah, good software is not easy to create, and so if you have a good product, I think the value is
Yeah.
probably much higher than you might perceive it to be, you know? Especially if you're meeting a very specific or a point need. But I think what Travis is saying, which I totally agree with, is you're going to see this over the next several years, this notion that, you know, large aggregated audiences are you know, monetizable to the nth, you know, is just not going to happen anymore. Like, that's going to die a slow, hard death against things like revenue and EBITDA and businesses that perform. That kind of model to me is on its way out, you know, unless you're, you know, you talk about, you know,
humongous.
not this kind of scale, some other kind of scale that is way different.
I mean, there's even like investors saying like we're slowing down on software as a service investments because there's so many SaaS companies out there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think it is more I think it's a lot more valuable than, I mean, when I think of the stuff that we pay, I mean, $99 a month for, $299 a month for things that have no more utility than what you're talking about here. And for, I know you're targeting bloggers and you think probably they don't have a lot of money, but there might be other audiences that you could monetize that would see much greater value on a monthly or even an annual basis than I think what you're